Today's topic is interface. Now, that is after JDK 1.8 and 1.9, some new features are introduced in interface. So I saw that till the time when you are facing an interview, at that time they ask you the question that can it possible that we define the main method within an interface? Yes, that is possible. But before that, before JDK 1.8, we always tell that everything is declared within an interface. You know that that is what the traditional versions like JDK up to JDK 1.7. We know that when I declare the interface, there are some characteristics are there. What are the characteristics are there? We already know it. When we declare the interface, take an example. I just write interface X. Now Java tell whenever you declare the interface in Java in traditional versions like up to JDK 1.7, interface is implicitly abstract. You know that interface is implicitly abstract. You know that whatever the methods are declared within an interface, the methods are implicitly word, public and abstract. Now here you see, take an example, I just write here void call. That means word call is a method declared within an interface, and that method is implicitly word, that is implicitly public and abstract. So that indicate that abstract method bound to override where? In the child class, they are only declared. We never define any constructor within an interface. As a programmer, I am not define any constructor within an interface. And whatever the variables I declare, take an example, I just write int data. Now they are bound to be initialized. I just initialized it by 100. Why? The variables are implicitly public. Here you see static, that is final. You know that when the variables are public, static and final, this is constant. That indicates that in Java, when I declare an interface, everything is declared, nothing is defined within it. But nowadays, there are some new features or new characteristics are added in JDK 1.8 and 1.9. Now what it tells? It tells that I can define some method within it. What type of methods I can define within it? That is the main question. It tells that in JDK, that is up to, that is JDK 1.7, that is fine. JDK 1.7, these concept is that is word. This concept is that is we use this concept. But nowadays, some new technologies or some new characteristics are added within an interface. What are the characteristics are added? I show you. Now, I declare an interface means the same concept is there. If I write class, or sorry, if I declare here, that is fine, that is the interface. Here you see, that is test. When I declare an interface, that is same. Implicitly it is word, that is the abstract. There is no difference are there. It is implicitly abstract. You know that as the interface is abstract, it cannot be instantiated. As a programmer, I am not create the object of word interface. That is not possible. Now, what it tells, what I can do here? It tells that whatever the variables I declared, I just write here int data is equal to 105. No problem. Variables are implicitly the same, that is public, that is static, here is final. You know that when the variables are public, static and final, this is called as word constant. The same rules are applied. The same characteristics are also used. Now, whatever the methods I declared within it, take an example, I just write void call, I declare the method. Methods are implicitly, that is word public and that is also abstract. You know that abstract method means they are bound to override where? In the child class. But Java tell in JDK 1.8 and 1.9, some new methods I can define. Now what type of methods I can define? I can define the default method within it. Yeah, you see, I can write that is the default. Here you just write void. That is the I can define a method. That is so method. Now, what is the advantage of using the default method? Java tell this method can be override. It is also called as a defender method. Default method is also called as defender method. When I move to the advanced chapters, at that moment I can explain what is the advantage of default method within an interface. The first advantage is as a programmer I can override the default method in the child class. Second is it is popularly known as defender method. Now see, take an example. I just write here that is system.out.println. Here you see I just pass here that is the hello. Now before JDK 1.8 it is already specified that nothing is defined within an interface, but in JDK 1.8 Java tell I can define a default method within an interface. That is possible. Now the second one is in JDK 1.9 another method I can define, that is private void, that is display. Here you see. Now you know the concept. A private method is only invoked within the same interface. It cannot be invoked outside the interface because the private property never be invoked outside the class and interface. Anyway, that method I just print a statement that is system.out.println. I just pass here that is hello, that is JTNs. I just pass here hello JTNs. Now this method is introduced in JDK 1.9. Now Java tell you can define the private method within it. Java tell another method you can define. What is that? Static. So you know that main method is also static. So it tells that I can define a static method within an interface. Now you see, whatever the characteristics are already available, that is exist. Beyond that, Java tells some new methods I can define within an interface. Now find another method. What the method is? I can define a static method within it, that is static void, that is fun. Fun is a method. Now within that I write that is the system that out.println. Here you see I write here that is Java Technocrat. Here I just write here that is Java Technocrat. Now the question is that is what Java tell. Nowadays if you follow the traditional concept like JDK 1.7, whatever the features are available, that is right. It is also used in the new versions, but it added some new features within it. But I just saw some, that is what before that is what 1.7. We always tell that in interface everything is declared, nothing is defined. But now a day we have to tell that yes, we can define some method within it. What type of method we can define? Private method, static method, and default method. Now the main question is, can I define the main method within an interface? Yes, that is possible. As a programmer, I can define the main method within the interface. But how it is possible? I just show you. I show you an example, then you understand how we define the main method within an interface. See,